Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 12th of July. We are in the midst of an ocean of high dew points. Muggy is the word. Very oppressive air out there this morning. The heat levels are not that bad. What makes it so tough? It's the high humidity today. Let's take a look out the window early this morning at the ridiculous hour of 5 o'clock. We'll start with the Decatur Sky Cam up in the Tennessee Valley. Lights there twinkling off the Tennessee River. There's the Birmingham Sky Cam looking north from high atop the Daniel Building downtown. And from Tuscaloosa, that's the Hugh Thomas Bridge connecting downtown Tuscaloosa and downtown Northport is seen from the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse. There's a water vapor satellite shot and that old nasty heat bubble pretty much centered across the Mid-South. You can see some convective clusters on top of that, one over the plains, one northeast of here. Thought we'd look at the actual observations at 500 millibars, and that's pretty tough right there. The height as of OZ last night, or 7 o'clock local time, 5,950 meters, 595, and that's pretty high. The temperature was -5 Celsius, and that's pretty warm up there. And it will be nice to get that squeeze back to the northwest. We think that happens later this week, but today probably will not be a lot different than yesterday. There's the highs yesterday. And again, the core of the heat west of here. And it's all about the soil moisture. Here, it's pretty good. We've had some decent rain the last couple of weeks, and part of the sun's energy has to evaporate that soil moisture, which takes away from the sun heating the ground, which heats the air. But out there in Oklahoma, there's basically no soil moisture. They're dry as a bone, and they've just skyrocketed. It looks like the peak of the heat out there was 105. Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, they've been over 100 for, I think, 6 or 7 days in a row. We will peek at the radar this morning just for the fun of it at 5 o'clock. And again, we've got some showers out there. And usually when you've got some rain at 5 a.m., inevitably you'll have some rain at 3 p.m. when it's hot. You can see a few showers there over Bibb, Perry, Hale, Marengo counties. So that's a sign that we're not totally capped off when you've got rain there at this hour of the day. There is some forcing mechanism to get those going. Inevitably, it's a low-level boundary, something left over from last night. But again, we'll see scattered showers and storms later today. Watch warning map, pretty quiet. Flash flood watches of all places out over parts of the mountains out west. There's the convective outlook for today. Slight risk of severe weather on top of the heat. From around Denver to near Cape Hatteras. And then tomorrow, a slight risk well to the north and west of here. We have the famous C-text wording over us, which means low-end probabilities for pulse-type storms that might produce a wet microburst. And I think tomorrow we should begin to see somewhat of an increase in the number of showers and storms. And they'll be out there every day. And as you know, the hardest part of this deal in the summer is trying to forecast the placement and coverage of storms. I thought I'd throw this one in here just for the fun of it. How about dew points this morning? That's just showing dew points in the 70s all over the Southeast. And oddly enough, the higher dew points are actually up north over Kentucky. The dew point up there in Louisville is close to 80 degrees this morning. That's nasty and oppressive. But that high moisture means we'll inevitably see a lot of rain down the line. Look at the rain for the next 5 days. This is valid through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. The bullseye is just south of Biloxi, Mississippi with, 4 inches, I think. 3.3 down there? Kind of hard to see. Whatever. In Alabama, this is suggesting rain amounts of 1 inch over the Tennessee border down to 3 inches near Mobile Bay. And, it's going to be an uneven distribution every day, but between now and the weekend, most folks should see some decent rain at least a time or two. In tropical weather, a couple of circles coming from NHC. One is on the coast of Central America. That wave is moving inland, so that one won't develop. And the other one is kind of a puny-looking wave approaching the Windward Islands. Otherwise, the tropics are awfully quiet. This is the OZGFS at 7 o'clock this evening. Got the ridge all across the deep south. And again, down below that, you know the deal. A few scattered storms about, kind of hot and steamy. The higher, heat values and the drier conditions should be over the northwestern corner of the state around the shoals. And a big discrepancy in models on how hot it gets today. The GFS is hot at 99. The NAM is only showing 93. And as usual, the truth is probably somewhere in between. We'll say mid-90s, but, the dew points are going to make it feel pretty oppressive today. All right, tomorrow, same thing, really. Now, this run not showing any big increase in convection now tomorrow. And they really hold that off until Thursday. You can see how the ridge is beginning to beat down just a bit. And again, convection begins to increase. The pops are going up pretty good on both models. And I'll say the GFS just looks too hot. It's still got us near 100 on Thursday, and we're thinking the NAM will be closer to being correct. It's got 93 on Thursday. And Friday looking pretty soupy. Scattered to numerous showers and storms with low 90s. Well, the same thing for the weekend. Now, if you got something planned outdoors, again, don't panic when you see all that green. That doesn't mean it's going to rain everywhere all day. It won't, but it could rain, certainly, and should rain a time or two with a chart like that, and that's going to cool us down. Some folks may be in the upper 80s on Saturday as the heat ridge shifts to the northwest, and pretty much the same thing on Sunday. Next week, 594 ring over the nation's midsection. Hottest weather will be over Kansas, Nebraska, and Missouri and places like that. We're on the flank of that. We've got an easterly flow coming around the base of that. And again, that doesn't show a lot of green, but I think we'll certainly see scattered storms around on Monday with low 90s. Again, pretty typical type stuff for this time of the year. In a week from today, same thing. We'll jump out there to the end of the forecast on the 27th of July. Guess what? Ridging is in place. Winds aloft, light and variable, and the same old thing. Hot, steamy, few scattered showers and storms about. Nothing out of the ordinary showing up, and no sign of any tropical issues out there on the GFS so far. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you are local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great Tuesday, and God bless.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.